Hare Krishna. Welcome dear devotees, herzlich willkommen zum Sonntagsfest. Welcome to our Sunday program. Gibt es jemand, der kein Englisch versteht? We all understand English, very good. Please come a little closer, there is a lot of space here. Hare Krishna. Please, come closer. Make space in the back. We're actually very fortunate today. We have many devotees from Mayapur. Not only the Kirtaniyas, but also the speaker of today's lecture. So thanks to the Kirtaniyas for the wonderful kirtan. I can write it down, Prabhu, if you tell me. So let us welcome His Grace Tara Prabhu. Haribo. Tara Prabhu is originally from the US, but he has been living in Mayapur for many, many years. He lived there with his wife and his son, and now his son is in a certain age where they usually fly. Mayapur, everybody knows what's Mayapur? Sure? Mayapur is the holiest place in this universe. Mayapur Dham. And Tara Prabhu's son, he's now in age, he's flying out of the Dham, and so also Tara Prabhu. And he's looking for a place where he can contribute in Srila Prabhupada's mission. And he's here for the first time. And he's checking us out, so please behave properly. So that he may stay a little longer with us. He's here for 5 weeks in total. And if we behave well enough, he will come back later on. Hare Krishna.
I forget. I think it's how to fulfill the God-shaped heart, the God-shaped hole in the heart.
Oh yeah. So Tara Prabhu's topic for today is how to fulfill the God-shaped hole in the heart. Tara Prabhu is a very experienced preacher. He's also active in the Wisdom of the Sages program. We have some Wisdom of the Sages groupies in the group. Sorry, that's how I know you, Narayani. And Wisdom of the Sages, I think it has been the #1 spiritual podcast for quite some time. It's something happening in the US, but of course it's online, so it's spreading all over the world. And they also have reading groups, and Tara Prabhu is also one of the leaders of the reading groups. So I think you will also maybe speak a little bit about this. So thank you, Prabhu, for coming. Please, Hare Krishna.
We generally sing a song, we know. First of all, who's here for the first or second time? I know Mo and Rama are here for the first, second time. Is anyone else here for the first or second time? Okay. But you've been around in Bhakti for a long time. Okay, welcome. Okay, so if there's a frog and a cuckoo bird in the house, we never ask the frog to sing. We ask the cuckoo bird to sing, because the cuckoo bird has a very sweet voice. So if you could please chant Jai Radha Madhava, that would be wonderful.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
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 Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari.
Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara
Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Tiravanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tiravanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tiravanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava
Jaya
Radhe
Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Thank you. Hare Krishna. So before trying to speak something, it is the appropriate custom to show gratitude and acknowledgement and reverence to the teachers who have given us the gift of spiritual knowledge. So always some prayer of gratitude is offered before trying to speak. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I'm so happy to be here with you all in the Zurich Temple. I typically, for the last few years, I've been spending about 5 or 6 months in Mayapur, which is you can say, more than a spiritual oasis. It's a spiritual ocean there. And to be spiritually focused and nourished is very easy there. Although it's called Mayapur, it's a different type of Maya. It's a Maya which draws us closer to our spiritual identity. And then I'm obliged to spend 6 months in Europe in a different type of Maya place, but not the spiritual Maya, because the place I stay in the West has no Sangha, has no association of spiritually interested people. So it's a great challenge. So mainly I get my association through online readings with other devotees. Yesterday we had a sadhu who was here. He was giving a lecture, and he's from a different lineage. He's from the Ramanuja lineage, which is a great, ancient, 1,000-year-old spiritual lineage. And there's one verse which really strikes me, and it's one of my favorite verses. The foremost instruction of Ramanujacharya: if you find that you cannot purify your consciousness by any means whatsoever, then just go and sit with the Vaishnavas, with those who are trying to devote themselves to Krishna, and you will achieve all auspiciousness. So it's a very beautiful verse, which is glorifying, appreciating the power of being around spiritual-minded people. Immediately, we're in that association, and we become inspired, enriched, because we, just as in chemistry, and I know this, I flunked all my science classes, but I know in chemistry it's chemistry, I hope. Osmosis, can we call it chemistry, or is that a different field of science? Anyway, this principle of osmosis. So when we come into the association, into the atmosphere that's spiritually strong, we benefit. Not only by dint of our own whatever sincerity we have, we benefit from the sincerity of everyone who's around us. So in that sense, we're receiving charity from all of the people that we're associating with. So I'm very grateful to be here with my wife's blessings, of course, for 5 weeks. And she's happy to have me out of the house. She prefers the happier version of me. And the happier version of me is when I'm with the spiritual people. So we're very fortunate because we have the human form of life. And in the human form of life, there's incredible potential, special potential which is not available in the other forms of life. I would like to read a verse. This is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. And this is a verse which is rich with meaning. Just by reading this one verse and contemplating it, one can understand what is the purpose of the human form of life, what's special about the human form of life. And one can get a hint of what the potential of this form of life is. The Sanskrit, and of course I was supposed to memorize this verse years ago, but I never did. Labdva sudurlabhamidam bahusambhavante manushya martadamanityamapi hadira tornam yateta napatid anumrityu yavan nishreyasa vishayakalu sarvatasyad. This is the translation. Having obtained this rare human form of life, which is temporary but full of meaning, a wise person, yes, and we all want to be wise. We don't want to, we don't want to go the other direction. A wise person should endeavor without delay for ultimate spiritual perfection. Even though sense gratification is available in all forms of life, spiritual realization is possible only in the human form. So the Vedas the wisdom literatures describe that there are 8,400,000 species of life. What are the different categories? Species of life. What are some categories? Name a category.
Marine forms of life.
Sorry?
Marine forms of life.
Yeah, fish. Stuff that lives in the sea, right? Living entities inside the sea. What else? Trees. Lots of plants and trees. Yeah, you've got amphibians, you've got insects, you've got four-legged creatures. Then you have the human form of life. And what's the distinction? Well, there's certain things which overlap in all these species of life. All these species of life have different types of bodies, and they have a certain type of potential to engage the senses with the objects of this world. But what's rare? What's special about the human form of life? The human form of life is special because we've got developed consciousness. We've got the intelligence to understand something higher about life. We've got the potential to achieve something which is so much superior to any of the other species of life. All those other species of life, they're souls just like us. They just have different bodies. They just acted in certain ways that they ended up as a canary or a kangaroo or a tree or a shark or etc., etc., etc. By dint of their karma, they've taken those bodies temporarily. And temporarily, their opportunity, their potential is restricted. But the human form of life, we have something which is a rare opportunity, an opportunity to achieve something which is much greater. And therefore, the Vedas, they're not only encouraging us, but they're insisting that this human form of life shouldn't be squandered. Just like, what is your name, please?
My name is Astor, Bhakta Astor.
Astor. Suppose I give Bhakta Astor a computer, a nice laptop computer as a gift. And I come 3 weeks later to his house and I say, oh, Bhakta Astor, how are you enjoying the computers? Yes, I'm enjoying it very much. And I say, well, are you learning how to use it? Yes, please come. And he takes me into the tool shed. And I see that he's using the computer for some sort of carpentry work for some crazy reason. I say, what are you doing? This is a computer. It's got potential to do so many things. And yeah, it can also be used somehow for that activity. But what are you using it for that for? You're supposed to be using it for a higher purpose, a better purpose. So similarly, the human form of life is very special. It's very special. The potential is there to achieve the highest pleasure, to completely satisfy prasanatma, to achieve full satisfaction of the heart. And for achieving that, one has to get knowledge. One has to understand, what is this life about? And we get that knowledge from the great spiritual teachers. The great spiritual teachers, they describe to us the different types of happiness. There's the ordinary happiness of this world. Everyone has experienced it. We've all experienced it. Material happiness in different varieties. And then there are descriptions of higher happiness than that. Like if you look at night into the sky, you see all these planets, all these stars. And somehow, because people have a very egocentric or anthropocentric view of life, a provincial view of life, they think, yes, this one planet, there's life. Everywhere else is vacant. But the Vedas don't describe everywhere else as vacant. They say that on all the planets in the universe, there is life. Some of the life is of a lower nature, and some of the life is of a higher nature. So when you go to the higher planets in the universe, like Svargaloka, by dint of very good karma, someone can be elevated to Svargaloka, which is the abode of incredible celestial pleasure, beyond description, without any of the stresses and anxieties and pains and tribulations and hard work that we experience on this planet. Beautiful, beautiful atmosphere, beautiful gardens. Everyone has a body which is constituted of a subtle nature, just like our bodies are, kind of gross matter. And we look at ourselves in the mirror and we, oh, there could be improvement like this, improvement like that. And as time goes on, we think, oh, really, what's happening, you know? It's all fault. But in the higher planets, there's none of those circumstances. Everyone is gifted by dint of their karma with a beautiful celestial body, a beautiful atmosphere, not divine, but celestially beautiful atmosphere. Very high, refined enjoyment. You take the best enjoyment of this planet, Switzerland, California, you name it, you multiply it by I don't know how much, 1,000 times. That's the pleasure on the heavenly planets. So what's the problem? Anyone can say what the problem is? Sounds good. Go there, live there, enjoy life, never want to leave, right? What's the problem? Excuse me? Temporary. You can't stay. You get the boot. One day a big boot comes and says, sorry, time's up. Vacation's over. You get kicked out. Shine punya martya lokam vishanti. So by great effort, you don't go there by chance. You go there by great effort. Put in a lot of effort, performing different types of rituals and sacrifices and restricting yourself in different ways. And by dint of all that effort, by dint of all that endeavor and struggle, one can be elevated to the heavenly planets, the higher planets. And then one will be kicked out when the vacation is over. Just like when you're on vacation and the money runs out, oh, finished. Right? The good karma is exhausted and one has to... We've all been there. All of us. We've all been in the heavenly planets. Enjoying, no hard work. No question of 9 to 5. Just enjoyment. Wake up in the morning and it's not that the mind is like, oh no, I'm behind on I got to pay my taxes and I'm 2 months late. Oh no, how am I going to deal with this? Oh no, how am I going to, Anyone else's mind does that first thing in the morning? Or is it just, am I the only one? Wake up in the morning and the mind says, good morning. Here's your list of things to worry about. Nothing like that. Wake up and the birds are singing and it's beautiful. You don't get old. You don't get diseased. You just get kicked out. We've all been there. All of us. We've been there. Are you enjoying anything from that past experience now? Nothing. We're not enjoying, we worked so hard to get there. And we're not enjoying anything from that experience. Nothing. So the Vedas say that's for people whose intelligence is clouded, to work so hard for something which is temporary. Don't do that. So a person becomes more thoughtful, thinks, oh, that's the higher planets of the universe, and they're still suffering in the form of temporality. Then what do I need to do in order to become fully satisfied? Well, it's not that the material world is full of problems. The material world is the problem. It is the problem. It's an incompatible place for us as souls to reside. So when a person captures that understanding, they think, okay, so what do I need to? Well, you have to get out of the material world. You have to go beyond material existence. So then the person endeavors to become liberated, achieve moksha, freedom from material suffering, by breaking free of the material existence. Brahma bhuta prasannatma, na shochati na kankshati, samasarveshu bhuteshu, mad bhaktim labate param. Bhagavad Gita 1854. Brahma bhuta, the living entity, is now living on the spiritual platform. And what is the symptom of that spiritual platform? Na shochati na kankshati. There's no more hankering. The mind is just a reservoir of desires. Like, how deep is that reservoir? It's unlimitedly deep. Right? The mind always comes up with a new desire. We get the thing we thought we wanted. I got this flavor of ice. Now I want a different flavor of ice cream. I got this car. I thought, no, now I see the other guy with the other car. Now I want that. Unlimited. I want prestige. I want fame. I want to be if you watch a YouTube video about some talent show, I'd like to be a famous musician and be adored by the audience. unlimited reservoir of desires. And those desires are constantly leaving us in a state of restlessness, lack of satisfaction, lack of peace. Na shochati na kankshati. So sometimes the mind is hankering with all the desires. And sometimes the mind is lamenting. Oh, what I lost. Huh? If I'd only invested in Bitcoin 6 years ago, I'd be... Oh, my high school days. I had such a good time with my friends. Oh, I remember that time in the past when I was really having such a wonderful time. Now my life is full of... The mind is always lamenting for what I've lost, or for what I think I've lost, or what I could have done different if I'd only married this one instead of that one. This is the nature of the mind, hankering, and then lamenting. And for someone who's on the material platform, as the body gets older, it's like, oh, I used to be young. I used to look better. I used to have knees that weren't sore. I used to be more active. I had energy. I was, I wish I was young again. Let me see what I can do about that. And now the medical field offers so many opportunities to try to look young at least. But a spiritual person, someone who's developed themselves from the inside, whose pleasure is not based on anything external, is satisfied in the self. If you look externally and you think, okay, who's really enjoying, and then you see certain people that are highlighted, in not magazines, but anyway, we're fascinated with people, and especially we're fascinated with people that we think have made it, right? You see some guy who's on a big yacht, and he's out there in the Caribbean or in the Mediterranean Sea, going from island to island, enjoying life, and other stuff is going on the yacht, which we won't mention in the temple room. But you think this person is enjoying, and this is the emblem of what it means to enjoy in this material world. And it looks kind of like enjoyment, and it's something that everyone thinks, oh, that wouldn't be so bad. People that have no higher understanding. And then you go to a place like Vrindavan, and you see some Baba, an evolved spiritual person, let's say, someone who's genuinely evolved. And they've got some ripped clothes, and you go inside of their accommodation, and you say, oh, this is where they live. It's like really simple. There's practically no furniture, right? And they have none of the external symbols, none of the external symptoms of someone who's enjoying. They're simply sometimes sitting there for 10 hours a day, eyes closed, sitting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And to someone who doesn't understand, say, what is this person doing? This person, they're wasting their life, But the Shastra says, Ramante yogino anante, Satyananda chid atmani. Iti Rama padenaso, param brahma vidiyate. Those deep transcendentalists, they're enjoying a different type of pleasure because they're connected to Rama. Rama means the reservoir of pleasure. They're experiencing the highest ecstasy. I was saying that there's the pleasure of the heavenly planets, right? And then if you multiply that 1,000 times, who can say? That's the pleasure of being liberated from the material world, realizing your spiritual identity. Prasannatma, one becomes fully satisfied, fully free of hankering and lamenting. But those who are engaged in the practice of bhakti, they're experiencing something which is practically infinitely beyond, even liberation. If you take the pleasure of being liberated from the material world, and you multiply that 1,000 times, it doesn't equal an atomic fraction of one drop of the ocean of spiritual ecstasy, which is based on what? What's that spiritual ecstasy based on? We know that the ecstasy of liberation, the happiness of liberation, is that I'm no longer in the material world. I'm not experiencing the troubles and tribulations and pains and mental stresses of the material world. So what is the pleasure that comes from bhakti, what is it based on? And what is that relationship called? What is it? That's called love, pure love. So this is the goal. Very, very simple. What's the goal of life? One sentence. The goal of life is to awaken the love for Krishna, for God, that's already in the soul. That might have been 2 sentences, but still, that's it. Very simple. Very simple. So what's the problem? What's blocking us? Like, who here in this room, who does that resonate with? Who says, that makes sense to me? Who does it make sense to? You don't have to, if it doesn't make sense to you, you don't have to raise your hand. We know that, yeah, that resonates with me. That's it. If I want to achieve full satisfaction, totally fill that hole in the heart. Yes, we all experience the hole in the heart. If I want to fulfill the hole in the heart, what do I need to awaken my pure love for Krishna. What's the problem? The problem is not this person who's giving me a hard time. The problem is not that, the problem might be that I live in the wrong place to some degree. The problem is not my partner. The problem is not the world. The problem is not the political situation. What's the problem?
Maya and sense gratification.
Yes, it's Maya and sense gratification, and very specifically, it is the mind. Yes, our mind. So Krishna, in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he's talking about the mind a lot. He says, the mind can be the friend of the living entity. It can be our friend. Who here experiences on a regular basis that our mind is our friend? Anyone? Our mind is, whose mind is their friend on a regular basis? I shouldn't raise my mind's not my friend practically ever. So Krishna says the mind can be the friend of the conditioned soul. Sorry, you're not supposed to take a big prasadam feast an hour and a half before speaking, but I did it. So, excuse me. Or the mind can be our enemy. For one who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. The mind gives good advice. Katarina, you live in Basel. It's an hour and a half away, and you got the idea. The mind said, go to the temple. That's good for you. Was that the mind your friend or your enemy? That's your friend, the mind giving. The mind sometimes gives good advice. Gives advice which is, the mind thinks, oh, there'll be, not your mind, but the mind thinks, oh, there'll be nice devotees there. There'll be nice singing and dancing. There'll be nice prasad. I'll get to see the deities. I'll feel spiritually enriched. I've done it 100 other times. Every single time I left feeling so satisfied. The mind says, yeah, that's enjoyment. Let me go for that. And then the intelligence the mind might come up with some contrary idea, but that's the mind acting as a friend. But most often, the mind acts as the enemy. Incredible how the mind acts as the enemy. This one devotee was telling the story of a person who was afflicted with some type of challenge where they couldn't remember. They would like read something and, maybe 6 hours later or 12 hours later, like they've never read it, totally out of their memory. Horrible memory. That's the mind also. The mind somehow has a horrible memory. The thing I did yesterday, which the mind pushed me to do, the mind had a terrible idea to do something yesterday. And after doing it, I felt lousy. I know I should go to sleep at a sensible hour. Go to sleep by 9 o'clock. That's good. Go to sleep at 9 because that's what's going to happen. I'm going to wake up early, and then I have the chance to start the day in a really positive way. But I think I don't feel so satisfied. Let me scroll a little bit. Let me scroll a little bit. And I don't scroll a little bit. I scroll through something which is funny, something which is cute, something which is intellectually stimulating, something which is, crazy, right? And I don't go to sleep at 9. And how do I feel? I feel terrible. Stupid mind. Why did I do that again? Why have I done that for the last 100 times, 1,000 times? Why do I keep doing that? The mind has a terrible memory. So Krishna says, you must conquer the mind. You must. Otherwise, there's no possibility of happiness. Otherwise, we're just riding on the chariot of the mind. And the mind's program is very simple. The mind's program is like a child. What feels good right now? Does it feel good right now? Is it going to give me a little drop of pleasure? Okay, I want it. I want it. I want it. Like a little mad. No offense against children. Children are wonderful, but that's what the mind is like. Impetuous, whimsical, unreasonable, and very strong. Very strong. Pushing again and again to do the same mistakes, the same things which I know they're not going to bring me satisfaction. I've had experience 100, 1,000 times, but the mind pushes and pushes and pushes. So Krishna says, Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. You must become a yogi. You must become a yogi. And what is the prime business of a yogi? The prime business is to control the mind, reel in the mind, take control of the mind and direct it towards the higher purpose of life. That's yoga. That's yoga. And in the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is describing a particular type of yoga, dhyana yoga or ashtanga yoga. And he dedicates some verses to it, a few verses. Why only a few verses? Why only a few verses dedicated to ashtanga, real ashtanga yoga? Not, no offense, but not Lululemon ashtanga yoga, real ashtanga yoga, right? The 8-fold path of yoga, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama. After that, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, then samadhi. The beginning, why doesn't Krishna dedicate more time to that? Anyone can say? 6th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, a few verses talking about yoga. Get your kusha grass mat, Amazon, and then you head off to some secluded place, and then you have your diet, very, very, variegated diet, consisting of dry leaves and a few berries. You mix it up in it's a very small cookbook, super small. So why doesn't Krishna dedicate more time to a description of Ashtanga yoga? Yeah, it's impractical. Who's going to do that? You read the first one, I ain't doing this. No way. I'm not going off to the mountains, seclusion, No way. It's not practical. Used to be practical, and even now, if you go to the Himalayas in India, there was one lady, she was hiking in deep Himalayas, and she was thinking, I'm really I'm on the adventure mode right here, She had her pack, and she was thinking, I'm really, I'm on the edge here. And then there was snow on the ground, and then walking the other way were some Naga Babas, completely naked yogis walking, and then she thought, maybe I'm not that hardcore. So a few select people somehow are able to perform that Ashtanga yoga system deep in some secluded place. And when they achieve perfection, there's a nice description by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. What is the last stage of that Ashtanga yoga system? It's called samadhi, trance. And in that stage of trance, the yogi is sitting, and finally, after so much endeavor, so much sense control, so much austerity, the yogi gets a vision of God within the heart. And this is the result of that vision. In the stage of perfection called trance or samadhi, one's mind is completely restrained from material mental activities by the practice of yoga. This is the yogi's experience. This perfection is characterized by one's ability to see the self, Vishnu, by the pure mind and to relish and rejoice in the self. In that joyous state, one is situated in boundless transcendental happiness, realized through transcendental senses. Established thus, one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. It's not that you get that darshan, that vision of Vishnu, and you think, okay, what's next? You know? No, there's no what's next. It's like, that's it. You've achieved perfection. You've achieved complete satisfaction of the soul. But Krishna only dedicates it because it's impractical. Arjuna looks and says, I can't do that. You know? And Arjuna is supreme. He's the friend of Krishna. He's so qualified. His mind is under control. He has no adharmic tendencies. There's no crazy thoughts going on in his mind. He's not thinking, you know, what of this world can I enjoy and exploit, and I hate this one and I like. No. Arjuna's super exalted personality. And Arjuna says, I can't do that. You know, I can't practice that system of yoga. And neither can we. And who can? Krishna looks down at the souls of this world and he says, oh, spiritually hopeless souls. Manda sumanda matayo manda bhagyahu padrutaha. Quarrelsome. Quarrelsome in this world. People fight over nothing. Sometimes you see two people fighting, you think there must be something very substantial they're fighting over. And then you find out they're fighting over, $3.50. It's not the $3.50, it's just the egos. The egos colliding constantly in this world. Why? Because people are not satisfied. And when people are not satisfied, they naturally, they tend to fight. They don't let it blow over, right? If someone is satisfied and then someone comes and tries to pick a fight, or someone comes and, that person, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I don't think I'm going to engage. If I'm not feeling so happy, so fulfilled, so satisfied, I think, where's my boxing gloves? I'm ready to fight over any stupid thing. And that perfection of fighting sometimes happens in marriage, where an outsider looks at, what are you fighting over? And you explain what you're fighting over that? So, quarrelsome. The tendency is there to be quarrelsome. Spiritually lazy. Spiritually so lazy. And always disturbed. So Lord Krishna, he's looking at the souls of this world, and he's seeing that we are spiritually handicapped. He's seeing that we're spiritually not qualified. But Krishna, he is an ocean of compassion. And there's often an unfair assessment of who God is. It's not in our tradition to criticize other paths or other traditions, but sometimes God is slandered as being someone who's not really that nice. He gives you one lifetime, and if you blow it, what's the consequence? Oh, you get such a consequence. You get such a bad consequence that's like, really? For one lifetime of wrongdoing, I get that consequence? That's not God. That's not Krishna. Krishna is unlimitedly patient, unlimitedly kind. Krishna positively magnifies whatever good qualities souls have. Whatever effort souls put forward, Krishna magnifies it. And whatever faults souls have, Krishna says, not a big deal. It's okay. My child will come around. Krishna's like mom times 1,000. That's Krishna. So seeing the condition of souls in this world, Krishna says, it's not going to be Ashtanga Yoga for sure. It's not going to be Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga means you study really, really philosophical books. You try to figure out what they're saying. You have a super austere lifestyle. Here's your rice, maybe a little dal, no salt, right? Not allowed to have any friendly interactions with others because that's Maya. You try to negate all that stuff. That's Jnana Yoga in order to try to realize what's reality, what's illusion. But that's a very dry path. So Krishna says, Jnana Yoga, no, that's not going to work for these people. So Krishna, he comes in his most most merciful, kindest, unreasonably kind mood. That's Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda there on the altar. Krishna himself, but coming with a heart that's overflowing with compassion, overflowing with kindness and mercy. And he says, can you at least do this? Can you at least sing and dance? And then if you get a little bit tired, can you at least take some delicious Krishna prasadam, some delicious spirit? Can you do that at least, right? Can you engage your ears in hearing spiritual sound? Associate with spiritual-minded people in a nice way, appreciating them, respecting them, not finding what shortcoming they might have. As far as finding shortcomings, I've got plenty to find when I just look in the mirror. Let me work on that. Appreciating the spiritual people, because those are the people that are uplifting me. Those are the people that uplift me and help me on the path. And without them, I'm lost. So Krishna, he gives this super, super easy process. That's, we say, no sense gratification, right? We just heard it. This human form of life is not meant for sense gratification. Don't engage your senses in a way that's just for their enjoyment. So Krishna consciousness, what is it? It's singing, it's dancing. We just heard a bhajan that was just like, it was so satisfying to the ears, to the heart. We were looking at the beautiful deities. The senses are being satisfied. The senses are being filled up. The mind is being filled up. The heart is being filled up. So this is our process. And this is our business in life. In this human form of life, this is the thing we should never neglect. Because life can be really busy, yes? It can be so busy that we neglect the most important thing. It can be so busy, or we can specialize in wasting time. Both things. It's like, well, I'm not that busy today, but let me figure out how I can waste 7 hours of the day, you know? And then at the end of it, do we feel happy? Do we feel content? No, we feel, what did I do that for? That was dumb. So we should be very attentive to invest in our self-interest. Invest in our happiness. Make that investment. Now, Bhakti Yoga is not about investing in our happiness. That's not Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is about just being concerned with giving pleasure to Krishna. That's love. That's love. Love means I don't care about my happiness. I just want the object of love to be pleased. That's it. That's the whole agenda. There's no selfish agenda at all. But that's a very advanced stage. In this verse I was quoting, how long am I supposed to go for? What's the real timeline here? 5. This was actually the introduction to my lecture. I was going to keep you all till. So, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Nashochati Nakangshati Samasarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Labate Param. Bhakti actually begins from the spiritual platform. When someone is free from hankering, free from lamentation. And what else? When they see all living entities equally. They see that, okay, everyone has a different body. Human body, animal body, tree body, this body which is pleasing, this body which is not so pleasing, this mind which is kind of, I like it, this mind I don't know. One sees all souls equally on the spiritual platform and therefore is respectful, careful in their interactions with all. From that platform, bhakti begins. Why? Because the soul is satisfied. And when we're satisfied, then we can love without any agenda. Yeah? Until that time, we're always thinking, I'm unsatisfied, I'm unfulfilled. What am I going to get out of this? What am I going to... It's okay. It's okay. We can invest in our happiness. So what is the way? What are some secrets to making sure we don't, again, get victimized by the mind, our enemy? Well, one very important secret, open secret. Keshava Swami, one of my favorite teachers, a living example of someone who's genuinely spiritually evolved and happy. He says, join the 5 a.m. club. If you're living in the temple, not the 5 a.m. club. You've got to wake up earlier than that. Join the 5 a.m. club so that you can face the 9 a.m. reality and avoid the 11 a.m. catastrophe. So we should wake up. My guru was asked a question. Sorry, my legs are. My guru was asked a question. What is the secret to spiritual advancement? My guru is a funny person. And he says, buy an alarm clock. That was it. Buy an alarm clock. And what it means is, somehow or other, discipline ourselves to go to sleep at a reasonable hour. If we go to sleep at a reasonable hour, what's going to happen? We're going to wake up at a reasonable hour. The auspicious hour. The Mangal Muhurta, the auspicious hour when the material world is very quiet, when there's an opening, when we can connect with our own spiritual self, when we can connect with Krishna, when we can make tangible spiritual progress, when we can fortify ourselves, protect ourselves from the crazy mind. And after waking up, what should we do? Brew a cup of coffee and read the news? No. No. Clean ourselves, take a shower, and then feed ourselves spiritually. And how do we feed ourselves, especially in Krishna consciousness? Especially, we feed ourselves through our ears. The sound vibration goes into the ears, and it goes straight to the soul. And then, the rest of the day, there'll be no problems. Ha, ha, ha. There will be problems. There will be challenges. But we'll be fortified, we'll be equipped to deal with those challenges. We won't become overwhelmed by the challenges. And then when the mind suggests stupid things, we'll be no, I'm not going to do that. Based on what I read this morning, I'm pretty satisfied. And, I don't need that. I'm sufficiently satisfied that I don't need to do the stupid thing, which I know will cause me unhappiness, like that. So join the 5 a.m. club. Or if you live in the temple, we have to wake up earlier. Based on your capacity. Wake up in the morning and feed yourself spiritually with some chanting, with some mantra, with some wisdom literature that will clarify the intelligence, remind us for the 1,000th, millionth time what the goal of life is. Because that's how many times we need to be reminded. We need to be reminded constantly. What's in our interest? What's against our interest? And then we'll make tangible progress. And at the end of this life, and it's coming, I didn't always have gray hair. And I said, when did that happen? I'm suddenly 60. Really, when did that happen? I'm suddenly one of the old guys. It's really weird. It's weird. The mind doesn't feel old. And it just suddenly crept upon me. At the end of life, we can say, no regrets, or practically no regrets. I invested. I invested in my spiritual life. And there's never any regret for that. It's a perfect utilization of our time. And towards that end, it's very, very important to have people that you're connected to that can walk the path with you on a regular basis. For many, many years, I was neglecting to study the spiritual books, and I was always feeling bad about it. Then I connected with one friend 8 years ago. He's from Mayapur, Vrishabhanu Prabhu. And we said, let's read together. So for 8 years, almost daily, sometimes we miss a day because we're traveling or there's a festival or whatever. For 8 years, we read 1 hour together. 1 hour. And although we don't meet that often face to face, that person is my friend. That person is my friend means the person who lifts me up. Not the person that gossips with me or tells me about the movie they saw or tells me about some nonsense No. My friend is the person that nourishes me spiritually. That's my friend. Okay, so on the board is my email, and I do like to have reading groups, get together with people, reading online, because reading online is very, very easy. And In addition to that, I would like to offer a Sangha where we discuss a book called The Nectar of Instruction, Upadeshamrita, but it's the essence of the path of bhakti and how to progress on the path. So Tuesday nights, 6:30, Saturday morning, 3 a.m., just joking, maybe, I don't know, 9 a.m. or something like that. We can get together online on Zoom and we can discuss that book, and there can also be reading groups. And if you'd like to participate in either the reading groups or in the, you can say the discussion group about the Nectar of Instruction, please just take a picture of my email address and then we can be friends. We can be friends that lift each other up and help each other to get our daily nourishment. That's what it is. It's daily nourishment, which is essential for our well-being, for our happiness, for our progress. Thank you all so much for your kind attention. And Damodar Prabhu, do we have time for questions? No? Okay. Thank you all so much. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Tara Prabhu Ki Jai. Thank you so much, Prabhu. I was a little worried when you spoke about the mind, so what's going to be the solution? But you gave a nice practical solution and we can all join with the reading. Thank you. Tara Prabhu is really a wonderful example of applying simple truths of Bhakti Yoga. Reading is really the foundation. And I would encourage you, now that Tara Prabhu is here with us for a few weeks, connect with him on a personal level, because that's my hope. The more friendship develops with him, then he might stay here longer. And he's such a wonderful devotee. So thank you, Prabhu, for the class.
Thank you all.
Now you're all invited to take prasadam in the garden, a vegetarian feast. And then at 6:15 we will continue in the temple room. There's going to be a led japa meditation. You can learn to pray on prayer beads. You can do this anywhere, even at home. This is also a nice way how to control the mind. And at 7 o'clock we have the arati, the traditional ceremony with more kirtan, singing and dancing. And then 8 o'clock till 9:30 there is more kirtan. So lots of opportunity to absorb. And do we have anything else to announce? No. So thank you for coming. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Is it offensive? Thank you. How are you guys? Wow, you guys are so welcoming. We're spending Sunday with you. Walking with this. Yeah. Good talk. Yeah.